Hello and welcome to Bosons Botany, and in this video I'm starting with secretory cells or secretory tissues. So secretory cells or secretory tissues are meant to release gum, oils, resins, nectar, latex, etc. So these are some very important derivatives we get from secretory tissues or secretory cells, and therefore secretory cells or secretory tissues are very economically and ecologically important. Why? Because ecologically we are getting oil needed for cooking purpose or for other uh, you know demands, and nectar, which is ecologically very important for attracting insects, for for pollen transfer. Insects are very important for flowers, for all the sexually reproducing flowers. Insects are very important because they carry pollens with them, along with them, and they deposit these pollen grains on the female flower, and therefore for attracting those insects, helping a particular flower to reproduce. Nectar is very important because nectar actually attracts insects. So nectar is ecologically very important, and gum, oils, resins, latex, these are economically very important. So secretory cells or secretory tissues are divided into following categories. Basically there are two main categories, and under those categories there are subcategories. So the first type of secretory cell is external secretory cell or external secretory tissue. These external secretory cells are simplest type, and these are epidermal or subepidermal in origin. So the cells are epidermal in origin or subepidermal in origin. Unicellular or multicellular stalk and a head of one or more cells produce secretions. So there is a stalk, which is a slender portion, and on that stalk there is a head which is composed of more than one type of cells, and these two things are needed for secretions. External secretory cells have mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and dictyosomes or Golgi bodies, as we commonly say for animals, but in case of plants we call Golgi bodies or Golgi complex as dictyosomes. So external secretory cells have mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, and dictyosomes. Few examples under the subcategory of glandular trichomes. So the first type of secretory tissue is external secretory tissue or external secretory cells, and the first subdivision under this category is glandular trichome, and the following examples are glands of Nepenthes. It is an insectivorous plant, Nepenthes. So glands of Nepenthes needed for insect trapping. So glands present in case of this insectivorous plant help to trap the insects. And why these insectivorous plants need insects? Because they do not have very good amount of protein reserves in their body, in their plant body, and for that reason they need some type of protein source from outside, and insects are very easily available, very easily trapped, and they are also rich in protein. So for that Nepenthes prefers to have insects for getting protein reserves, for getting the protein requirement, and for that these glands help to trap the insects found in Nepenthes. Second type of example under glandular trichome is alluring glands present on the lid of pitcher plant. This is again an insectivorous plant, and these alluring glands are present on the lid of pitcher plant, and these glands help to secrete nectar. So as I have already told you, nectar is needed to attract insects for pollination, for initiating the process of reproduction, sexual reproduction in plants. So alluring glands, these are present on the lid of pitcher, secreting nectar. Also, pitcher plant has digestive glands. So alluring glands and digestive glands are present in case of pitcher plant. And these are some examples under the category or subcategory of glandular trichome, which is again under the heading of external secretory cells. So after glandular trichomes, the next subheading under external secretory cells is hydathode. I think this word is very common for you all. You all know very well. But if you don't know, I am here to define this for you. So hydathode. What is this, or what are hydathodes? So these are water exuding structures of plants found on leaves along the margins or tip. So water basically releases, or it is forcefully released, it is expelled out from these structures, these minute structures, pore-like structures present on leaves along the margins or tips. These hydathodes or pore-like structures become active when the root pressure or exudation pressure increases and transpiration decreases under humid condition. So the condition for water droplets to come out from these pores is basically increase in root pressure and decrease in transpiration under humid condition. So root pressure is needed for absorbing water from soil, because soil is rich in water, mineral, and therefore root absorb water and minerals. Transpiration helps to release excess amount of water as water vapor. But if transpiration decreases when humid condition is present, then root pressure will increase, because this excess amount of water which is released out into the atmosphere due to transpiration is no more taking place, and therefore the root pressure is increasing. This increases exudation pressure, and due to that reason water comes out from these hydathodes. So water is forced by root pressure into the intercellular spaces of mesophyll cells of leaves, and then comes as water droplets out from hydathodes, and this is known as guttation. So the process is known as guttation. The third subheading, or the last subheading under external secretory cells, is nectaries. So nectaries are associated with flowers and vegetative parts, and if nectaries are present in flowers, then known as floral nectaries, and if in vegetative parts, then known as extrafloral nectaries. Nectaries are very rich in glucose, fructose, and sucrose. Nectaries are also rich in mitochondria, Golgi bodies or dictyosomes, and endoplasmic reticulum. So in my next video I will discuss about internal secretory structures. Thank you.